Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here in Los Angeles, being joined with Vergil Ortiz Sr., whose son is fighting Mr. Mckinson coming up on the zone here in USC at the Galen Center. Looking at this matchup, just what do you make overall, like the skills that Mckinson brings into the ring and maybe potential things you guys haven't seen in the ring yet?
I just think some of the stuff that he does that we have, well, we've seen it all. First of all, you can pretty much almost see everything over all the years. I just think one thing, the stuff that he brings that's a little different is that he's kind of odd. He's a southpaw, of course, that's given him, but he's kind of jerky at times. His timing's a little different. He lunges in sometimes he don't. He don't seem like a lot of times that he wants to engage too much. So he could also be trying to, frustrate you, make you go into a trap or something like that, like overcommit. So he's just more kind of jerky and kind of just awkward, very awkward. Yeah.
When you look at this opponent, you guys face, Maurice Hooker, then Mean Machine, and then Mckinson. How do you feel about the opponent selection? And is it frustrating for you that the top guys haven't come Vergil's way yet?
Yes and no. I wouldn't say it's frustrating because I'm just happy my son gets a fight when a lot of guys don't get a fight. I think the only thing that I'm really more frustrated about is more the top guys not fighting each other. If they're not going to fight each other, they need to move up to 154 and not fight each other up there. I think, you know what I mean? I just think that's what's more frustrating. I just feel like they're holding the belts hostage. Those belts need to be given a shot, to people, regardless of who it is. But, I'm just happy we got a fight. Again, this is the fight that was available at the time. And this is the fight that if it's available, you got to take it. You can't wait for somebody else, and then you take let's say there was a fight, mandated, or supposedly was going to be mandated. If you leave this fight for this fight and this fight falls through, and then what? If you're already in negotiations, you can't go into another fight. You're in negotiations. That's the professional thing to do, is go all the way through. That's what you do.
Yeah, I think because fans are wanting to see Vergil in against, a top guy, a guy that's either a former world champion or in the top 5. And when they see this, they're kind of like, oh, man. I know it's more of a promotional thing. You guys fight, like you said, whoever's available, but like the fans are getting like frustrated too.
Yeah, look, that I could see their point, and I understand. The guy is ranked 3rd in the world, not for just because he's just ranked up there. He's ranked 3rd in the world. Maybe might not be their popular guy, but he could also be better than some of the guys that they want Vergil to fight. Some of the guys that are people going to ask, they've already lost. This guy hasn't lost yet. So it's an interesting, Vergil, hopefully we're the first to beat him and try to figure out the puzzle he does. But it's not easy being a guy that's undefeated. And, you have to take what's there. You can't just wait your career for somebody. Sometimes a fight, the guy that you're targeting is already into another fight. So then when he fights and you already have a fight lined up, and now you're fighting, and then he can't wait for you. That's just the way it happens sometimes. So we just got to go with there.
Oscar mentioned maybe in the future Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman. He feels that your son, and Errol Spence would be a big fight in Texas. What's the most like when you look at the landscape? What do you think is the most likely top guy you guys will end up facing?
I don't know what's the most likely top guy would end up facing. I think the fight that's more makes more sense style-wise, excitement-wise, revenue, popularity would be Errol, because Errol comes from the same gym as Vergil, from the same original coach. We're from. I know Errol since he was a young kid. I don't know him like young, but I know him when he was like in his teens, 17, 18. They have pretty much close to similar styles. Earl's except he's southpaw, Vergil's right-handed. They both work very hard. It's hometown. That's probably one of the biggest fight in Dallas history, maybe even in Texas, because this is a hometown. This is a Texas fight. It's a shootout, and then of course in the Cowboy Stadium. So I think that'll be probably the best fight. As in who's the best guy he'll fight? I don't even know that because you mentioned Keith Thurman, and he has said it himself on video that he's not going to fight Vergil. because they didn't give him a chance. They didn't give him a chance when he was, I guess, in Virgil's position against other guys. You know,
he spent years calling out
Yeah, and that's that's not our fault, and I guess it'll trickle down, and then this person say the same thing the next year, and the same thing, but. I don't know. Porter has said the same thing about other guys that he's not going to give these guys a shot because, and again, this is why this happens because they keep doing that. Everybody just keep doing that. So it's really just up to.
What about Kell Brook? He just had a big one.
He had a against Khan.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be a good fight. I think if that fight maybe, I don't know where what would it have to be because it have
England. Kell sells well over there, right?
Yeah, over there. I don't think it would do over here. I mean, Virgil would do good over here, but that somebody else mentioned earlier. That's kind of more just a gauging where he's at. Well, we're not here to gauge where we're at. We know where we're at. We're here to go forward. We're not here to go sideways or backwards. We I feel like my son didn't get his chance at 140 for a belt when I know he could have won one. And I don't want it to slip for this one to get a shot. We want him to have. We won the shot. You want the shot. You don't want to just move up to 154 and say, "Man, I could have been world champion 140." It doesn't matter. You go look it up. It doesn't say he could have been world champion. It just said he wasn't a world champion at 140 or 147. You want that. You want that opportunity.
I know you've been asked a lot about it, but I just want to get to your side on the whole not training with Eddie and what happened in that situation.
So with Eddie, the only thing that happened was we went to not just him. We went to different after we let Robert know that we weren't going to be at his gym anymore. A few weeks later, I came back to Southern California, and I tried to check out different gyms. Because we want to stay here in Southern California. There's a lot of good sparring here. I love the people here. I love the culture. And the climate and everything is great here. But with Eddie, we just went to check out his gym. I also went to House of Boxing, check out their gym. Came to Manny's. Manny's actually was the first guy I came to check out. And for us, we just decided to come to Manny. I think that people want or made a big deal about Eddie and Virgil because how who he has. He has Canelo. He has the main guy, right? But like I've said before, we're not here to be like Canelo. Virgil is Virgil. There'll never be another Canelo again. So what best fit for us was Manny, the timing, the availability, the positioning. I'd rather be here than be over there. I don't want to be kind of more secluded. It's a nice place where they're at. Trust me, it's nice. But I just want my son to be more around people, so that way he can just come out a little bit more. So that's it. It's nothing else. I mean, they're all real good trainers. I mean, Robert's a very good trainer. So that's just the way we went.
I would imagine, given what happened with Ryan now, separating from Eddie as well, like you want the attention, the main focus to be on Virgil in these camps, right? Like with a trainer that can give him the amount of focus that you feel he should be given.
Well, he has it already with me and Hector. We train him. I'm the head trainer. I've always trained him since he was 5. I've trained him in Riverside. I just don't care to be on TV. This is just not my thing. I don't care. Now I guess I'm going to have to because the Virgil's already let it all out. But it's not really more about giving him that attention. Some of these boxers, or a lot of these boxers, they got to know that their fight's important because they're putting on the line for you. I mean, believe it or not, I say they're putting on the line for you. Yeah, they're getting paid and everything, but they're doing everything you're telling them to do. So they're doing what they're doing because of you, and so they have to have that sort of sense of backing. This is my team, and the team has to feel it because if he's giving you everything, you have to give him everything too. So that's pretty much it.
What I would imagine fans listening to this, with you saying like, "Hey, I've trained him since he was 5. I've been his trainer." They're gonna wondering, well, why don't you just train him then? Like, not just you and him and Hector, and not like go Manny or Robert or Eddie. Like, why is it that you feel you need to bring other people for more input?
I've been told that before. I've been asked that by a lot of people, my friends and stuff like that. The reason I do what I do is because I'm not afraid to learn. I'm not afraid to learn. Some people do. There's a lot of coaches that I know that are up there that, well, I want to say a lot of them. There's a few coaches that don't want to ask for help. Just maybe pride, maybe, I don't know, that how they look or whatever. But I'm not afraid to look. I mean, I'm not afraid to ask for help. The better help I have around me, the better my son's going to be. The better, I'll be. The better my Hector will be. My whole team, because we have another batch coming up too. So if my coaches can get schooled with someone who has but it's like sparring. You're getting schooled by the older guy. You're learning. The guy might not be better than you, but he does know some more things more than you, right? Well, the same thing. These other coaches, they know stuff. I value people's opinion. My coach, Gene Vivero, before he passed, he always told me, Virgil, don't be one of those guys that when somebody tells you something, you just blow it off. Take what they tell you, and then whatever you don't like, throw it out the other ear. But listen, because you'll go very far by listening. Just make sure that you're listening to everything, analyze it, and if you don't like it, throw it out. And if you do, keep it. Use what's good for you. And so that's what I do. I feel like a good team, a good solid team around you is and it doesn't have to be like 20 people. Just a few people that's close to your circle is always better than just you two and second guessing or are we doing things right? Because Robert's is very how do you say it? Successful. Manny's very successful. Eddy Reynoso is very successful, So I value all those guys' opinions. Even if I'm not at Robert's gym, I still value his opinion. I mean, I do. But it was just time to move on. And I'll say this, and I'll say it one more time. To me, it doesn't matter if you're better than me coaching with your other guys and your champions and all that. The only thing that matters is if you're better than me with my son. That's what matters to me. So that's how I go about things. I've talked to my son before, and I've told him, and he knows it. He'll tell you, I'm not afraid of stepping back. And you see, nobody knows I'm the one that trains them. I don't care about that. If I have to step back and have somebody that's better than me with him, that's gonna benefit him more, I'll do that in a heartbeat because it's my son. I should. If a father doesn't do that for their son, then they're just being selfish, thinking about themselves. So if somebody's better than me with my son, hell, I'll step back all day. But if they're not, then I need to give my son all the best chance. If I'm his best chance, then it needs to stay like that.
Virgil, man, I like that response. I agree with it. You can take in what you can get from everybody. It makes you a better trainer as well at the end of it. Here with Vergil Ortiz Sr., Marcos Villegas, thank you for watching.